Hey, shalom, shalom. Just 1 second. We're just making sure we get sound.
Hey, anyone on my live stream, if you can hear me loud and clear, could you put something on the comment board? Say yes or number 1 or something. 7.
I got your raise. You good?
Okay,
You
kind.
good.
All right.
Mine. I'm about to check.
Yeah, the screen went out. The big screen went off. Oh.
So could somebody check GMA Chicago online?
Real quick, could somebody get Jeremiah 49:7?
On there, that's good.
And yeah, you got somebody get Jeremiah 49:7. All right. Hey, shalom. You're gonna read all the way through 17. All right. Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Quadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, the 144,000. All right. And to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen that look like those heathens. This is not a black thing. People got scattered among all people, so they're everywhere. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. All right. This is your brother Malcolm and the rest of the brothers, the elder brothers from the camp here in Great Millstone. And we're just going to go in on current events. This was a great weekend for fight fans. We went out and broke bread with the Cleveland brothers and watched some really entertainment combat. And it turns out that there was combat going on in the world, right over there in the Western Asia, which they fraudulently call the Middle East. All right.
And it says that the Most High must the host of that battle.
Right, and it's prophesied that this would happen, and it was written before it happened, and it's happening just like it was written. And you're not going to get that truth from Islam. You're not going to get that truth from Christianity. You're not going to get that truth from anywhere except for the men of the Lord, from the prophets. And the prophets are all here, back again. All right, the same people that you read about in the Bible, Amos, Daniel, Ezekiel, Zechariah, Paul, John, Peter, Luke, Mark, they're all here, man. All right, real quick before we even get that, because somebody get that just to prophesy on in the uttermost part of the earth, because the uttermost part of the earth, from the land of Israel is America. In America is Babylon the Great in the Bible. It's also spiritually Egypt. It's also spiritually Rome. All right, you may ask, well, how is that? Because it's taken on the characteristics spiritually of all those places, all those false gods. And those false gods definitely are being used in this country, but they're used in the background, which the common person doesn't see it. All right.
I got that real quick. Acts 1:8. But you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and into the uttermost parts of the earth.
And into the uttermost parts of the earth. That's here in America. And he said so. There's no record of any of the disciples, any of the apostles coming to the Americas. So, but the Americas is the uttermost part of the earth.
And Daniel said, "Go of the Most High told Daniel, go stand in thy lot."
Read it, brother. Bring it out.
All right, I'll get it real quick. At the end of days. All right, this is Daniel 12 and 13. But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot.
Okay, so when he rests, that means he's gonna die. All right, and from some of you, this may sound unbelievable to you, but he's gonna come back again. See, when you read the Bible, you understand that the reason why history repeats itself over and over again because the same people come back up to the third and fourth generation. Every 3-4 generations regenerates. Right. You remember how you have your old aunt, your grandma talk about how you remind them so much of their grandfather or their great uncle so and so. Well, guess what? There's a high percentage chance that you actually are that person, that guy coming back. Yeah. All right, we come back in our same bloodlines over and over again.
And
All
it's
right.
the same sex and in the same.
Yeah,
brand.
so you don't. Yeah, you're not a man in one life and then a woman in the next. You know, that's some garbage.
All
right.
You said you return your lot.
Yeah, you return exactly. You returning your lot. So
And stand in thy lot at the end of the day. You're not going to return to it, but then you're going to stand in your life. If you were, matter of fact, Revelations 22, it says, "Let the holy be holy still, let the righteous be righteous still, let the wicked be wicked still, let the filthy be filthy still."
and what was Daniel's lot?
He was a righteous prophet of the Lord.
That he was a prophet of the Lord who defended the gospel, who defended his people through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Nahushai. That's what he did, to educate and teach his people and the heathen, for that matter, because we're supposed to tell them what's up and what their future and what their judgment is too. Not only our own people, we're teachers to the rest of the nations too. And you best believe they're all learning from us because they all watch our videos and they regurgitate it.
Right.
All right?
If I may,
Yes, you may.
we were talking about the witnesses, and it says how that the Most High, He is the one to make you a witness via the Holy Spirit that He puts upon you and give you your, several ability, right? But I wanted to get this this word uttermost, because going back in this Acts chapter 1 verse 8, it says, "But ye shall receive power," which is the measure of understanding that you're going to get of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, after the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses, right? A witness is one who saw the truth and tells it, right? And so here it is, the Most High God is resting the Holy Spirit upon his men and giving them their measures of faith and their measures of ability to teach this truth, right? It says, unto me, both in Jerusalem, so you're going to be witnesses and teach the truth in Jerusalem, and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Now, I want to get this word uttermost part, where the Lord himself told the disciples, turned apostles, who were teachers, prophets, right, of the Bible, that they were going to teach also, be witnesses in the uttermost parts of the earth. Let's get this word uttermost. It comes from the Greek word G2078, eschatos, or eschatos, and it says extreme, last in time or in place. And in this case, both, right? This kingdom that we're in, all right, this last kingdom of this present temporal evil world, and it's being ran out of America, all right? It says last in time or in place, last in a series of places, right? Because it talks about in Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against great kingdoms and against great many nations, of war and of evil and of pestilence, right? And it's no difference that the prophets are going to be speaking against this kingdom, all right, which is the last kingdom in the series of kingdoms of this present temporal evil world before the coming of our Lord and Savior.
And notice he said temporal.
Yep.
He said temporal evil world, because this is all temporary and it's coming to an end.
Yep, the scriptures say that. All right. So it says last in a temporal succession. It says last, referring to time, of space, the uttermost part, the end of the earth. What's the end of from over in the east? The west, right? And then it also goes into rank, grade of worth, i.e. lowest. And that's this place, man. That's this kingdom, this queendom that we're in right now, all right? That is about to be judged, right, when our Lord and Savior comes. But the point is that there are going to be witnesses, all right, of the Most High God, prophets that he raised up and that he speaks through, all right, to be witnesses, to tell you the truth, right, in the uttermost parts of the earth, where we are right now over in the Western Hemisphere, right, this place called America, right?
America.
Okay.
I'm Mara bitter Ka you. That's Hebrew. I'm bitter to you.
There you go. And then for those of you who are listening who are new, don't think that Israel is Israel. so level and that's so is so low level and embarrassing because that's an English pronunciation of a Hebrew word. All right, the word is Yasharala, so you can't get Isra and El out of Yasharala.
Right.
All right, so don't be stupid, don't be low level, don't embarrass yourself.
Stupid.
All right, so if you're gonna come on a comment board with that sort of with that nonsense, you know,
knowledge.
Yeah, that's that nigga knowledge, that barbershop talk. All
So
right.
the scripture says to prove all things and hold fast that which is good.
No.
If you're proving all things, you're going precept upon precept, precept upon precept. You give them 4 points of evidence in the scripture.
You speaking German to them right now.
Because
if you're talking about Israel El, they definitely don't know what a precept is. So
exactly.
pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Pops, bring out your scripture.
This is Isaiah 34. I'm going to pick it at about 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, or Yahweh, and read. What are we supposed to be reading? Getting this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, these prophecies, so that when we see them, we recognize them, and we can alert on them and report them.
But for someone who's new, what's the book of the Lord?
The Bible.
It's exactly the word of God. Okay.
And read. No one of these shall fail. None of these prophecies, none of these things that the Lord says is going to happen is going to fail. They all got to come true. They all got to pass.
And everything that was written about us as a people in the curses has come to pass.
Yep.
Now, what we're waiting on now are the blessings, because that's too going to come to pass. If the curses came upon us as they were written, you know, because it baffles me how anyone can fix their lips to try to debate with Deuteronomy 28th chapter. When you start reading from the curses on down, it's beyond obvious what people on the face of the earth that fell upon, who it happened to. All right. What you got, the God? Because we're going.
And then they say dumb shit like the slave master brainwashed you to be Israelites. So the slave master's gonna brainwash you to be a superior people to him.
Right, exactly. And who not? Oh my God, people are really stupid. Right. Because I was speaking with my little brother earlier today. Because some guy that moved upstairs from him is Zakari. All right, so he's he reaching out to me, asking me questions and stuff. And of course, the dude in Sakari, he knows who I am. But I was just explaining to him that you could, they have no problem with you claiming you're a Muslim. They have no problem with you being a 5-day Adventist, a Christian, a Jehovah's Witness. But the moment we said we were Hebrews, they threw a fit. Oh, yeah. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? That's right. All right, that's where the truth is. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. So if somebody would hold that Jeremiah.
I got the Jeremiah.
You got him. You're gonna read 7 through 17, and then you're gonna jump to verse 20. But before you read it, I'm gonna speak on this, and then we're gonna play this video.
I think he was still reading that last.
There's still some more in that, brother. Salakia, go ahead, brother.
Can I make a quick point about what the bro was reading?
Go ahead.
That in Isaiah, it talks about how the Lord's counsel shall stand. He said it's not going to go out void. It's not going to come return to me and say, I couldn't accomplish that. No, he said my purpose he's going to accomplish that with he purposes. And that's the prophecies as his will. And this is what we're talking about right now.
Well, you was really screaming last night, weren't you, brother?
Oh, today.
Well, no, last
the
night.
game.
Last night. That's where it started.
It started, and then today.
Got worse.
Because we had 2 games, and it was just compounded.
So, picking it up, it says, no one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. We don't have to match this to anything. It doesn't have to line up with anything that the world says, because the world is going to be wicked evil anyway. Yeah. So it's not supposed to.
So all these other books, there are no prophecies in these books.
Right.
All right. If you want to find out what happened, matter of fact, we're always telling people, all of us, the men of the Lord, we're always telling and teaching people the Bible is a history book. And it's a book. It's a book of prophecies, histories, law, statutes, and commandments for a particular set of people. And we're blessed that we actually are those people.
Right.
And so all the bad stuff that we've been through, and the reason why our people in the condition they're in is all a part of the curses that fell upon us. But the good news is the fact that's coming to an end, and the curses are falling now upon our enemy, and their kingdom is falling literally right before our face.
That's it.
All right, you read the screen. It says Iran, Israel war has begun, and the IDF is finished. Right. Featuring Garland Nixon. Now let me say this. what you have to understand is that Israel ran 2 stress tests. It's tests, not tests. But they ran 2 stress tests, because test is plural, right? But they ran 2 stress tests on, and the stress tests were ran with a scenario if Israel was fighting everybody in the middle, in Western Asia. There's no such thing as the Middle East. That's a social construct like black and white, false social construct. All right, and in every scenario they lost.
Right.
Because what they were hoping for was that they would win. So that's why they ran a test on it. And in every scenario they lost. All right. And then they went and fucked around and they kicked the beehive with Iran.
The beekeeper.
They kicked the beehive or hornet's nest, even worse. They kicked the hornet's nest, and now them hornets are coming, and it's past the point of no return. Now here, and I listened to it. When what's going on is that they ran news stories when we were riding. When we were listening out to the news stories, when you listen to the American media, they kept saying over and over again how they knocked all these things out of the sky, all these drones. And it turns out that the footage they were using wasn't even of that. That footage was of fires in California.
Wow.
So the footage was fake.
Wag the dog.
Now what they and it was the event really happened, but it was a lot worse because what they didn't want you to know is that they actually they destroyed an Israeli air base, and they destroyed 2 Israeli bunkers. All right, the IDF is down 60%, but now they're entering into a war where they're gonna have to fight because they didn't even defeat the poor people they bombing. What they call Hamas? Hamas is still fighting them.
Right.
So Hamas is still fighting back, but now Iran is getting in it. They don't have the numbers or the strength or the manpower to fight a war against Iran because Hezbollah is now getting involved, and then the Houthis are getting involved. So they're about to get hit from every direction. They about to get smashed in every direction.
I was just looking at the brother's post on one of the brothers had posted 4 or 5 things in the post, and I was trying to find it, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. In all the posts that he said, it was from an American perspective. Should America counterattack Iran for even though we were barely hit.
And they were not barely hit,
right? And that's what kept me in mind. They had 5 different ways they said that shit, and I was like,
it's like in the movie that everybody should have seen by now, how the president kept coming on TV talking about their forces have taken a horrible defeat and blah blah blah. And the whole truth was that his forces was getting their ass whooped.
And I love the way they started
and he was struggling over his speech.
But see, being an actor, people don't know. Why when people sit there and rehearse, every time before we come live or before we do this lights action camera, we go over. We don't go over like he was sweating bullets. So we're like, okay, how can I come with this?
He's trying to convince them.
Yes.
So it's just failing propaganda.
Yes.
So
and they showed that.
So the bottom line is that the Israelis don't have the manpower. The IDF is down, and they don't have the manpower to fight this war on all these fronts that they've created now. And Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, he's in trouble with the law if this war stops. All right. And then all the evidence about the fraud behind October 7th, all that's coming out as well. His own people don't want him in office, they want him out. If this war stops, then he has to face the music for his crimes. So he, for his own personal agenda, is pushing forward to keep this thing going. All right. And like I said, they're not ready to fight this war. And so what they're going to do is what do they call it? The Hannibal thing is destroy it all. Somebody real quick, before you start reading that Jeremiah, before we read it, get Daniel 4:17, because the Lord, the basis of man is on that. This low level man, he's on the vibration now to, well, if I can't have it, no one can.
Well, and that's where Netanyahu is right now and whatnot, because of the fact that being everything that's going wrong and falling apart on him, the only person that ass he really trying to save is his own right now.
Yep. And he's gonna have to use the N-word. All right. And I mean the N-word as in weapons.
Right.
That fearful word, that's the only, because he's so worried about Iran and everybody else, that Russia doing it. The only way he's going to be able to fight his enemies is to do that. And not to mention that Iran's nuclear facilities are well protected, but Dimona isn't.
That's right. And
You see, so he didn't really tore his ass now, and so you got to understand we're living in that time. The least of the flock is about to draw everybody out. No, before you breed it, before you read it, because what I said it falls in line with what this man is gonna say. Play that and then we're gonna roll those scriptures out.
All right, give me 1 second. 5, 4.
That was read and bring it out at the same time.
You gonna breed it.
I'll say this, and I'll go back to Ukraine for a second just to make my point. You know, when the Crocus thing happened, when various things happened, right? The attacks on Belgrade, this and that, and there were a lot of discussions. My opinion was always this: Russians are winning. They know how to play the game. They understand when somebody, the Russians are winning, and so out of desperation, the Ukrainians would try to do something outlandish to get the Russians to do something else, to put their resources on something else other than the front lines, to do something else, to give them a chance to regroup or point the fingers at them. The Russians absorb those hits and just get plug it away, right? The Iranians invented chess. Chess was invented in Iran.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. But go ahead. No, that's not true.
Everybody, you and I, everyone else talked about this. All the Israelis. This is a trap for Iran. They do this, then Iran strikes back real hard, and then the U.S. comes in, and they've got everything. Okay, we didn't know that. The Iranians know that, and the Iranians over the course of years have been very measured in their reactions. Right? While certainly their people at home want them are angry, so they're going to have to do something. But the Iranians understand that they're winning. They know how to take a win. My dad used to always say that. Know how to take a win. Anybody can lose, but a lot of people don't know how to win. I used to do sales, right? And in sales, you talk to somebody to make the sale. And at some point, the person says, yeah, okay, I'll sign the paper. There are salesmen that still keep talking after they made the sale. Shut up. Oh, you'll sign? Yes. You do the paperwork, they sign the contract. Well, I was doing sales, so everything was written, and you're done. But because you can talk to people out of it, you've got to know when you've won and take the win. I think that the Iranians understand. They're desperate. They're in trouble. They're trying to get us to do something stupid. We're not going to do it. If I were the Iranians, what do I think the Iranians would do? Maybe hit through their allies. Maybe hit the Golan Heights, because the Golan Heights isn't in Israel, is it? It's illegally occupied in Syria. They can hit the Golan Heights, but never hit Israel proper. So I think there are options for the Iranians, but I don't think they're just going to start throwing missiles into Tel Aviv. I think they understand that in desperation, Israel's trying to get them to do something crazy, but I think they're going to continue to take the win that they're getting. And they're going to be measured in their response, and it'll be through allies, proxies, whatever term you want to use. But yeah, I think, they're going to respond, but I don't think they're going to do something stupid that's going to give the Israelis what they want. We don't understand that. The Iranians understand that.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of people have been asking me, and I've seen it, I've seen it in comments and even in the live chat here about, is Iran bluffing? Is Iran bluffing with what it said? And I'm curious, Scott, if you could talk more. I've been covering the regional situation, and you mentioned this kind of stress test. What happens to Israel if all forces, the entire axis of resistance decides to get involved? I mean, we're seeing some pretty incredible things, even just from at a peace level. You have Yemen, the Iraqi resistance. They're hitting Israel lightly. I mean, it's not heavy hits, but they're hitting Israel, and we're talking about a long distance, having to go through airspace. These aren't border countries with Israel. Could you talk about what you think of this talk about Iran bluffing, and how, maybe you could reiterate or talk more about the regional situation, because for me, Gaza was always going
Full-on genocide. You heard that.
First of all, when we speak of Iran and their struggle against Israel, you have to include the so-called axis of resistance. They're one and the same. I mean, I know, Syria is a sovereign state. Hezbollah is a party within a sovereign state. Lebanon, the Houthi of Yemen are loyal to themselves, etc. So it's not, it's not as though Iran is, sort of the lord of everything. But Iran is the strategic thinker here. And Iran has been able to use the axis of resistance to get amazing results out of Israel, and indeed to be a distraction against the United States. The United States right now spends a lot of time worrying about attacks from Iraqi and Syrian proxy militias. They have to hold air power in reserve that could otherwise be freed up for other contingencies and things of that nature. The Iraqis, for the first time, are striking targets inside Israel and successfully. And the Houthi have shut down shipping in the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. That's cost Israel tens of billions of dollars in terms of economic harm. And Hezbollah has been carrying out a very, if we weren't talking about the casualties in Gaza, we'd be talking about the casualties between Israel and Hezbollah, because it's just like the First World War. I mean, they're losing people and resources on both sides.
And see, pause it for a quick, because the media's not showing you or telling you about the loss that the IDF is suffering. You didn't. I had no idea that they were getting hit by Iraq too. So they're getting hit by Iran, Iraq, Hezbollah, and the Houthis.
Yes.
All right. Yes. He really wouldn't fucked up. He brought the whole Arab world together.
Which is the scripture saying.
And they weren't getting along like that because they were different types of Islam. No, they were. You got, what do they call them? There's two types of the Shiites and the Sunnis. Yeah, the water brothers. You got the Sunnis and the Shiites, and they weren't really vibing each other. But now they're all coming together. All right.
Can I back you up?
All right.
With the scripture. This is Jeremiah 49:2. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, so-called white man, and his purposes, his agenda, his narrative, that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
And that's what Yak is holding.
Oh, that's what he's holding?
That's what he's holding, brother.
That's what it was?
Yeah, that's what he's holding. That's what's coming out. But go ahead, bro.
For you real quick.
Bring it out, brother.
This second Esdras 15:29. Where the nations of the 28. Behold, a horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
Ooh.
And a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, which is Iran. So you got the Arabs uniting, with Iran, and being mentioned here. Raging and wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them.
Right.
And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
And he just told you that the Israelis are occupying a portion of the land of Assyria with the Golan Heights. It's an illegal occupation.
That's it.
And many NATO allies have spoken on that publicly. And they've renounced they've renounced Israel, and they've said that Israel is they don't recognize their sovereignty. All right. So a lot of their allies are turning, basically Israel is starting to be ostracized the same way they try to do everyone else. Is starting to happen to them, and they're having all the prices for everything is going up over there. They're rushing to buy food, crazy lines to get gas, and they're having the citizens are having a really hard time.
It was a traffic jam just to get out the fucking city.
Oh yeah, they were afraid of getting bombed. Yeah. But go ahead, St. Benji, finish.
And then shall the dragons have, which is the Arabians, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves conspiring together. And great power to persecute them.
So these guys are talking about what we're reading about, and these things were written before they happened. They're the prophecies are talking about these very things, and these things are happening.
If I may,
go ahead, brother.
Because that's what I was just about to say. We must understand that all of this, what's going on, all of this, what we're talking about, what you're seeing right now, is biblical prophecy. Right? So check
It's
it
not
out.
found in any other book.
That's right.
All right. If you calling on Allah, but you coming to our book to get the prophecies, why you going to Allah?
That's it.
Right.
So this is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. It says, the king's heart, right, is in the hand of the Lord. The Hebrew word for heart is lab, which means
It's
your
your
mind.
mind.
So the king's mind, which the king represent all the, representatives of these heathen Gentile nations that's in positions of power. All right. All these things that's going on again right now. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
And that makes me think of Obadiah. It says he sent ambassadors. He sent people amongst the heathen. All right, the Lord got people stirring up the shit amongst the elite to make sure there's opposition and there's a nation divided against itself should stand. The Most High is disrupting the enterprise right in front of their face.
Exactly, and that's again it says the Lord of hosts mustereth the battle, and all this battle that's going to lead up, all right, to World War III.
Right. And America's going to have to respond to what's going on.
All this.
Because they're getting pulled into this. All right. Because of the Israelis. And then the Russians are getting ready to handle that business. But push play again, let it play, and then we're going to go to that scripture you will hold.
Okay.
I just make a point before I play because it's something they said earlier, and just to make sure that you know that not only Esau, Edom, no, because he said it that they thought about every single scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have think tanks, right? MIT is one of the think tanks over here in America, but they have global think tanks in every single other way of what happens if this happens? Well, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? And what they're trying to do is try to handle every possible scenario.
And those think tanks were behind those stress tests.
Yeah, that's my point. Right. I'm just going to read just a little bit of this. It says from the Career Advising and Professional Development in MIT think tanks, research institutes, and policy institutes. Policy institutes or research institutes are commonly referred to as think tanks. These organizations work to solve complex problems by identifying policy issues, researching and evaluating ideas and making recommendations, and influence global, national, and regional public policy. Think tanks can be partisan or non-partisan, though it's important to note that most have an ideological orientation and are advocacy oriented. So what they're doing is, what I want this to happen. So what if this happens? This is that to get this to happen. Oh, my policy, I want this to happen. Okay, how can I get this to happen? My agenda to happen. These think tanks are all over, and as I was reading, I'm not going to read all of this. You can go do your own research. But it says Global Go-To Think Tank Index, NIRA World Directory of Think Tanks. Esau has a directory in every little part that he has his tentacles in, trying to find a way to come against the Lord, to thwart the Lord's will. If they bomb us here, they bomb us here, they bomb us here. How much do we have? What can we do? And like you said in the lesson title, it's all going to have to come to naught. Everything that you do, your think tanks, all that shit, it's not going to work.
Yeah, let me read this real quick before I go. This hold your scripture, brother. This is Romans 15:4. And this Yeshaya of the Hopeful Elect put up. It says Romans 15:4. For to whatever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So this gives us hope to see and that the Lord has blessed us with the understanding, because these scriptures often aren't read in churches, and when they are, they have no clue what they're talking about.
Absolutely right.
But we actually understand them. Go ahead, Capo, and then we're going to finish playing that, brother.
Okay, I was just going to just precept everything y'all was saying. This is the book of Isaiah 47:13. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
That's right.
So all these think tanks and shit, all your little fake ass divination is not gonna work.
Prognostication.
Yeah, and there's no counsel against the Lord, as it's written in Proverbs.
One more, if I may, before we get that.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 29. It says, and he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all of the trees. When they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise.
You ain't never seen a tree bearing fruit in the middle of winter.
That's right.
Right? And here it is. He's saying, all right, when you see the little bud shoot forth on these trees, you know that, hey, springtime and summer is nigh at hand. It's coming. So you know these things because of what you see, right? Verse 31. So likewise, ye, when ye see these things come to pass,
what we seeing now,
what we read about, what we hear, all the articles and the different,
and they still trying to control the narrative, and they can't.
Exactly.
That's it, squaring off.
It says, so likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. And that's what it's all about. See, these people that got their own agendas in their think tanks, they ain't thinking about the kingdom of heaven. You see? And so the Most High God, he already got it written that the kingdom of heaven is coming. That's why it says, this present temporal evil world hasteth fast to pass away. That's going to happen because that's the will of the Father. And so when you see these prophecies, when you see these signs, know that it's nigh at hand, just like when you see the buds on the trees, you know that it's nigh to summertime. You see? And it's the prophets, Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So the servants, the prophets, are seeing all these things, all these signs, all these prophecies that the scripture said that was going to happen before the kingdom comes.
And the evidence that we speaking the truth is why they try to delete and shadow ban our videos the way that they do. Right? Because all our channels, all our videos should have way more views than what they say. But they try to shadow ban. Matter of fact, you put in average, I put in the title almost word for word, and the videos won't even pop up.
Right. Yep.
You actually have to put in the website and then find it. You know what I mean?
Yep. So they're gonna restrict even more this World Wide Web, so you don't see this. Truth.
Yeah. So because the family of the word. So you people that are listening and learning and taking notes, especially if you're new, all right. You know, time is short.
Right.
You know, and you know, you better know the name of Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why meaning and Yahweh being the heavenly Father. All right. Yahweh Shai being our Savior. Yeah. Okay, you got to know those names. If you call on Jesus, God, you know Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yeshua, Ahaya, Jesus Christ, right?
Cheese and rice.
You know,
cheese and rice,
whatever, whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Sweet Jesus.
Right. And he says that seek me while I may be found.
Right.
That denotes that there's gonna come a time where he's not gonna be found.
Yeah, and he's gonna silence his prophets. We're not gonna be speaking anymore.
That's it.
All right, and believe me, these Amalekites, they want us to shut up anyway.
That's it.
All right, because and I can understand why they just don't go ahead and say, yeah, we're the devil, we're caught, because they are.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're getting ready to, because they are.
Exactly.
They're exposed, and the world is onto them. The world is against them, and many of the people around the world know that they're not the people. All right, and many people around the world know that we are. These heathens knew who we are before we did, because now all of a sudden they all agreeing when you have a conversation with them. Yeah. Hey, you remember the French lady on Van Buren all them years ago? That walked up and said when she read the 12 tribe signs, she was like, "Oh, I learned this in the 4th grade in France."
Right.
I'm like, damn. So French kids were learning about the 12 tribes here in America, all right? But the 12 tribes who were scattered here in America had no clue.
Yeah.
Still calling themselves black and Mexican and Puerto Rican and all that other native. Still calling yourself a Navajo. You know, you a dumbass hoe.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's it. Okay, and we were all that way. You know, in our ignorance before the Lord, you know, made us witnesses. You know, raised them. Matter of fact, he said, in your captivities, you shall remember yourselves.
In your captivities, ye shall remember yourselves.
That's it.
The imposters who claim to be us, according to them, they've always known who they are, which makes them not fit the prophecies. The Israelites would lose their heritage and be called by bywords and other names until the latter days, and in the latter days, they would remember themselves. All right, bring it out, brother. Then we got to get back to this. But go ahead.
This is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the seal, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know he hath but a short time.
And how do we know he had but a short time? Because he's being exposed.
He's being exposed.
You see,
and he actually has to address us in his media, and he doesn't really address us. He tries to cast a false narrative about us when he does speak about us.
Yep.
It's not like, and then when he does allow somebody to speak, it's one of them 50c3 took the bag sellout camps.
Right.
You know, one of them then change the doctrine guys, or them guys that's calling on Jesus but yet saying that they're Hebrews. You know,
They
them
got
guys that are taking away. They got Hebrew names, but the Lord doesn't. You know, all right. It's crazy.
Right.
Right.
And this devil, it says he was the the slyest, most subtle. But now that he's getting exposed, his horn's just about to come out.
He turned into a Texas Longhorn now.
Yeah, he
gotta go.
he about to pull out his ARs and all this other stuff, and he's gonna come at the Saints. But see, we're looking forward to it because this time they're not going to be able to do to us what they did in the past. All these other those prophecies are coming to pass. Then the prophecies of them putting, they gonna get put down when they come at us this time.
Said the Lord will lift up that standard.
That standard, man. All right, but hit play on that, brother. Let it.
This one. So, Iran has a lot of options to hurt Israel, and they're winning. That's the other thing I need to point out is that everybody's expecting something from Iran, but let me just put it in perspective. Iran's winning. You're winning.
Right.
So why do you have to do something dramatic? You're already winning. Now, we have to factor in what I call deterrence value, that Iran will have to establish or reestablish the concept of deterrence. They had successfully done that in the aftermath of the assassination of Qasem Soleimani when they fired those ballistic missiles at the Al-Assad Air Base, where American troops were fired against Erbil, etc. That let everybody know that there will be consequences if you go too far. The attack on the Iranian consulate, you went too far. So Iran is going to have to reestablish what a red line is and what the consequences are for crossing that red line. But they don't need to do it in a way that people like, now it's time for Iran to win. Iran's already winning. They don't need to do anything different to win. They just have to reestablish, deterrence-based red lines that say don't cross these. But they don't need to deliver the knockout blow. Ladies and gentlemen, the Israeli economy is collapsing as we're sitting here.
You hear that?
And how can we be a viable state without a viable economy? And right now, it's unlikely that the Israeli economy is going to recover back to October 6th standards. On October 6th, everybody in Israel was talking about normalization of relations with the Gulf Arab states, United Arab Emirates, with what they did, but with Saudi Arabia.
Pause it. October 6th, everybody in Israel was also talking about, Benjamin Netanyahu going to jail. And he was having riots in his country. All right, because his people wanted him out of there. And all of a sudden, they got attacked, and now the evidence is showing that the IDF was aware of these attacks and allowed it to happen. And then they enacted this Hannibal thing, this Hannibal directive, which is we don't even save our own people, we kill them. All right, because that's pretty much what they did. All right, it turns out that they talk, and then they got on TV with all this propaganda talking about babies that were killed, and it turns out they had a whole list of the dead. Careful research. And there was only 2 babies listed in the dead, and neither one of them died at the hands of Hamas. So all those stories about babies being bundled up and wrapped up and burned alive, and all that was all lies. And then their leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, actually was filmed on the phone talking to the president, regurgitating that lie and inflaming the lie even more.
That's right. Yeah.
So everything. Go ahead, Benji.
No, it's like I was gonna say, it's too much footage out there. Even when Hamas released some of those Israeli hostages, I'll never forget when the old Israeli woman came back and hugged the Hamas that had a captive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
She came and hugged them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hug somebody just kept you and
dogged your ass.
And then the translation said she said that he treated her well and took care of her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so if someone was over there systematically raping and killing you, and this old woman is not gonna hug you. So that right, thank you for beating my ass and raping me. No, that's not gonna happen.
That's why we make similitudes, because this shit don't make no fucking sense, man. And Esau controls the narrative.
And then
He owns
dumbass
every
Americans are believing this, you know, this stuff,
Every
and all this
hook,
evidence,
line,
and all this evidence showing you that it's all a lie, and they just refuse. They have cognitive dissonance.
Hey.
They're the deaf adder.
Yeah.
You know, they get the
Stop
la la la.
Hey,
Like
like
Mr.
the
Garrett.
scripture says, you know, some will get that strong delusion that they're gonna believe a lie.
There it is, brother. There it is. So go ahead and go to that Jeremiah.
No. So this is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
Nope.
Is counsel perish from the prudent?
Yes.
Is their wisdom vanished?
Yeah.
Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If
And that word visit don't mean, hey, how you okay?
Right, exactly.
Okay, you want some?
No, it's like when the bully said he coming to see you.
See you
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Through, you know, old school. Through, you know, when we were kids, you know, when they were 315.
Yeah.
315. Right. You knew what that mean. Like, man. Yeah, you sweating all day. Like, damn. You like
The
shit.
clock, the teacher about to let clock go. You like, God damn it.
Right. You in line, scared to go outside. This nigga waiting for you.
you hear it in the back of your mind, make a payment.
Yeah, pretty much.
So going back to Jeremiah 49 and 9, it says, if grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they had enough. But I have made Esau bare.
So they being made bare. Right. And this Scott Ritter is a former Marine officer, and he was a weapons inspector. He was a weapons inspector. He was like in the first big lie was there were no weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
So basically, America is over there in Western Asia fraudulently in the first place. They over there fraudulently in the first fucking place.
Yes.
Because they went over there in the name of democracy and saving mankind and all this bullshit, and it all turned out to be a lie because they went over there to shut shit down, to get control over the resources, and to stop those nations from using gold to make their own currency. And that's what it's all about. Libya, Iraq, when they killed those leaders of those countries, those people, because they were calling what's the dude Gaddafi? They were calling him the king of Africa. Because Gaddafi was literally trying to unite all the African nations and use a gold currency, all right, so that they could get under the boot of the West, of NATO, and he was doing it peacefully. He wasn't doing it, and all of a sudden he got demonized, and he was the most dangerous, and this, that, and the other, and then they had to go over there and give him some democracy.
You're
all right?
going to make me use my gold as fucking currency?
So
how dare you?
And don't remember, I mean, don't forget that when they murdered Saddam Hussein, all right, and that they collected up. Matter of fact, a dude used to train me. One of his brothers was one of those officers that got some of that gold because his brother got in trouble. But 60, I think it was 600 tons of gold just disappeared.
Yeah, D-Nice was in the middle of that.
All right, and so you're right, and all them. So it's a lot of military cats that got paid. All right, they're sitting on gold bars and shit from that time.
Hey, paid to stay quiet.
All right, no, because you saw all the gold that was sitting in all the dump trucks, and all of a sudden, them dump trucks rolled off. You ain't seen them since.
That is.
You know
why they got movies
Gold
about? Why they got movies?
one of the
about-
three kings.
Yeah.
And remember, these are the scapegoats. Your homie that knew the one dude, that's the scapegoat.
That was his brother was one of those soldiers that got kicked out there. He was an officer, got in trouble for that shit. Went to the brig and everything.
Wow.
He was the scapegoat, exactly.
Them higher ups get that shit. The lieutenants and colonels. When you get to a certain, of course, y'all know when you get to certain
Colonels and
to the
generals.
military, this politics.
Yeah.
And they get all that money and drug money. They use that shit.
Yeah.
It becomes
Look out the
politics.
Because they use it to fund their operations or to line their pockets.
Yeah, because I think his brother was a first lieutenant. All right. So his brother was second and first lieutenant are like the lowest level officers.
Right.
They low level officers. Then you got captain, then major, then you start getting to the major's pretty high.
Full bird colonels.
Right. So then you get major, then you get to your colonels and generals. So that's when you're getting really high. But but lieutenants, the butter bars, right?
Yeah. Butter bars.
Yeah, because their bars are gold, and then the first lieutenant's
silver.
Bars are silver.
Right.
Show you that Esau gave everything backwards because he put silver over gold. Right. But anyway, because you notice when you see a general, they got silver stars. They should have gold stars. Right. They do everything backwards. Completely. All right.
And that just shows Esau's stupidity.
And it shows this man is the devil. Because if you fuck somebody up and you conquer them, the spoils of war is yours. But Esau do that shit under the table because they're not sharing that shit.
They're not sharing it with the soldiers. The soldiers die, get all kind of diseases and all kind of injuries. And then they get to go home and get a piece of paper that they got an honorable discharge. And then they get back here and then they can't even get medical aid when they need it and all this other shit. So they do everything that, King David said that he hate to see a man of war that's broke, man. That's poor and struggling. All right, a man of war, because when you watch I've been watching these period pieces a lot, especially the Last Kingdom and the show The Vikings and different and all them shows that was time. And so the big deal was that the kings always was looking to take care of their men, and the kings that didn't take care of their men always end up turning on them or fighting with their enemy.
That's right. It made me think of King David with the stuff, and some of them was tripping like, hey, they came with us, we came and did this. What they said, no, they carved the stuff, and the injured and the wounded, we all share the wealth. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. But that was the whole thing with even in Egypt. When we waxed mighty in Egypt, what they say? We about to have gone on and put them under rigorous motherfucking slavery and whatnot. If somebody decide they want to attack us, they'll join with them. So
that's what made Greece and Rome great. They had mercenaries. Yep. See, America was destined to fail. They didn't learn from the mistakes of Rome and Greece, and then they did other shit that they didn't even do and made it worse.
Well, but it goes back to how we started this lesson that the same people come back. That's why history repeats itself. Because people do the same. And then I heard as of lately that Trump said something about him being Nero.
Yeah,
he actually said it.
Well, he didn't say it. Somebody posted something, he retweeted it, and it was like basically he didn't shy away from it.
Oh, okay.
Trump a real nigga. He gonna call a real nigga some raw shit. He gonna own it. Like, I don't know what this means, but I like it. Basically, that's basically what he put.
You call a Latino, yo, Fat Joe. You like Fat Joe? Fat Joe. Oh man, that's a compliment. I mean, I get money.
That's crazy. That's a great example. Because yesterday I was with Yahweh Kanam. Me and him was on some folly. But one of the guys he was with is Ephraim. He told me he Ephraim. He said, yeah, he Ephraim. Nigga in the words, he Ephraim. I said, oh, he Ephraim? Okay, that's cool. Dude say, who's Ephraim? I said, a real nigga. Say, yeah, you're right. I am Ephraim.
I got that man of war suffer sin.
Bring it out, brother.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty.
There it is, man. So any man and the big bulk of the homeless here in America, all right, are men of war. They're a big portion of the homeless are men who fought for this country, that bled for this country. Yeah. Vietnam veterans are some of the worst because they came home fucked up on drugs.
And they the main suppliers of America's money. All right, because what did the Vietnam War, what did all that increase? Your poppies.
Yeah.
Right? Which is for your opium.
Your opioids. So so the Vietnam, because of the Vietnam soldiers, they were able to, the pharmaceutical world became ridiculously rich. And the street crime, actually, the jail systems, everything. However you look at it, because of the drugs that hit the legal side of the law, and then the drugs that hit the illegal side of the law. And they were able to capitalize on both on both sides.
Vietnam veterans the most fucked over, and they should be actually the most paid.
And
Uncle Sam got money to burn, but he don't want to help them out.
Yeah, well, he got money to send over to the Israelis who are causing all these problems in the whole world and in America. What you got, brother?
And this is First Maccabees 3:27.
Woo, perfect.
It says, now when King Antiochus heard these things, he was full of indignation. Wherefore he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. He opened also his treasure,
which would be a mercenary.
Right.
See, that's why the American army, they not getting people to come because they not getting those goodies no more like that. But you got private sectors. Motherfuckers are signing up for that shit just fine.
Bro,
you don't hear no, it's a shortage on Blackwater, this or this other private sector because they getting paid.
And all them guys are ex-military.
Getting paid.
Right? They straight out the Marine Corps, straight out the Navy, straight out the Army, and they becoming mercenaries. I had a couple of Marines that served with me, became mercs, and came at me with that shit.
That's what
and then clearly they was getting paid because they went from them niggas, they was driving Porsches and shit.
Exactly.
It's like, damn, how y'all getting these?
And what sense does that make? Your troops are fighting, and you say we fought for your freedom. They fighting for your shit, and you're not gonna look out for them.
That's like the ball. Look.
Even the National Reserve. That was the whole thing with King David. Those men was like, because King David left a group of soldiers to look after the women and their children.
Right.
And then the men that went to war with him, it was like, man, look, we gonna split this. They didn't come fight with us.
That's why I just mentioned earlier.
He a whole protecting your wife and your child.
I'm backing you up.
I'm backing you up.
And I got a couple
that was the whole
scriptures to back
thing with
us
King
both up.
David. King David said even the National Reserve should be getting looked out for.
Exactly.
The National Reserve in America, they gotta go work at McDonald's and do regular jobs. They your sheriffs, all right? They actually do be managers at McDonald's and shit. These are your regular workers, and this is your National Reserve. If shit kick off, the reservists are gonna be over here protecting this damn land.
That's it.
The Navy, they already stationed out and gotta go do this other shit.
not coming
Your
back.
reserves gonna be
which
here.
is the setup.
That's it.
Which is the setup. And the numbers are so low, you don't have enough soldiers here to protect the homeland. Especially now that you done brought in the same issue that Israel has with the IDF, America has here. They can't look. The average American is too drugged out, fat, and out of shape to serve. They can't. They can't even get able-bodied men to be fighting forces. So it's
too gay.
Right? Why are you gay? They're right.
And it's funny you say that because I don't know if you even saw it today, but I got these like 10, 12 Venezuelans on my softball team, all masculine, all doing their thing. And for the first time, they had the little girls and their families with them for our first game. Then I saw this one Venezuelan, this fruity tooty. I'm like, and he showing up, wasn't on the field. His ass was with the bitches. And it's like, this nigga with the bitches. I don't know if you peeped that, y'all. And it's like,
I couldn't have.
But that's all in. But I got a scripture.
Hold on, so can you finish this up?
The Papa shot.
Start that verse over.
First Maccabees 3:28.
27.
Now when King Antiochus heard these things, he was full of indignation, wherefore he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. He opened also his treasure and gave his soldiers pay for a year.
For the whole year, their expenses was taken care of. All right, that's more on point.
They can concentrate on fighting.
Not even have to worry about fighting because say it's not even a time of war.
Right, exactly.
Your shit is straight. You like when it comes, I'm down.
Exactly.
Cause why wouldn't I be? You took care of me.
Yeah,
I'm down.
That type of man is ready to go to war for you. He took. Hey, this is a good man. He took care of us. As soon as the issue come, they the first one suited and booted.
Exactly.
There it is. Yep.
Commanded them to be ready whensoever
ready.
There it is.
All right, they was paid to be fucking ready. That's your reserves alone. So how much more motherfuckers in active duty? And these are old Edomites, man. These are the ancient Edomites. They had enough sense. That's why it says has the wisdom of team and field. Yes. Yes. You got people joining the army just to get their degree. They're not thinking about fighting. They're not going to benefit you when war kick off because they're not even mentally ready to fucking fight. They didn't sign up. I'm going to fight because this is what I'm going to fucking do. I'm finna get paid. This take care of my family. I'm down for this shit. They going that well because I'm gonna get this degree and be straight here in America.
You're right, and I can say that from personal experience. It was like when I was there, and in this situation, it was like, they didn't draft me, they didn't force me. So guess what? For the next 4 years, I gotta be in some of my best conditions.
You was
when
committed.
So when it jump, oh bruh, gotta run, we gotta hike what? We gotta do what? Oh, I can do this and then some.
Yeah, because you can't go 100 years ago, 150 years ago, hell, even 80 years ago, you still had some Americans that had joined the military on the strength of, this is my country, I'm gonna fight for my country. That shit over with. They pissed off at the country how it's been run.
Mm-hmm.
So you completely threw it. The whole way, and what it say, Nahum, the 3rd chapter, all right? Hey, everything about this place is through. It's like a fig ready to fall into the mouth of the eater. Because what made America great? The military, all right? Then this financial scheme they set up, this shit is all overripe. It's failing. You got it, Shaman. Keep going.
Yep, verse 29.
You didn't even read 28.
Yeah, I read 28.
Read
again.
Read.
I'll read it again.
Yeah,
verse
finish
28.
it out. You done finish it out.
Okay. He opened also his treasure and gave his soldiers pay for a year.
Oh, yep. You did.
Commanded them to be ready whensoever he should need them. Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed, and that the tributes in the country were small, because of the dissension and plague which he had brought upon the land, and taken away the laws which had been of old time, he feared that he should not be able to bear the charges any longer, nor to have such gifts to give so liberally.
That's Esau now.
Right, he said to give liberally. He was liberal. Look, I need my military. This devil's so far gone, he don't even consider how much he need these men to fight. Now, this failed back then because even the heathens, they kept certain laws. Esau got in power when wickedness increased. They took away all the laws. All right, so the land didn't yield its fruit, so the treasuries filled. The earth wasn't giving its increase. It was less to give out.
Right.
Nevertheless, he still knew, I got to pay these men. This is what makes my country great.
And then what did he started doing? He, one of the things he started doing was one of the reasons why Rome fell is because they started stealing the silver out of the currency.
Right.
All right, they started devaluing the currency, and it just came more metal. Then it was silver, and so it was worthless, because the soldiers would get paid in silver, and all of a sudden you're getting this worthless metal. So it's the same. You're literally witnessing the same thing. There is no more wisdom left in Teman.
No more.
All right,
How you
finish
forget that? What made America great? America's the war machine in all of this. All right, you're the war machine. You got the Vatican, the false prophet. You got really the financial being London, and you got the war machine, America.
Exactly.
But you fucked up. You're not even making new weapons anymore. The rest of the world, the Cold War is only over in America. And that was stopped in Russia.
Yeah.
Russia kept making better.
They even got a new, they had Satan 1 and 2, which America and no other country on the earth can stop. And now they got another one. They got another one.
Another one. BJ Kelly.
Now, what you just said is very, very poignant because these other nations. Now Satan trying to take. What did you just say?
The Cold War only ended in America. The other nations kept making new shit.
Okay, perfect. That goes into
again because I finally got my live back.
They hit more shit than they hit more things than they hit more things than northern propaganda is letting be known.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like I said, the images that they were using, some guy already bust them out. Those were images from he's like, I'm looking at this and I know I've seen it before. The images that they were using, saying that they were knocking the things out of the sky, the drones out of the sky, was from a fire in California that happened a couple weeks ago. Right. So they would, so I guess they added sound to it. That wasn't even real. So they were using a whole nother image to try to downplay how messed up they are.
Yeah,
and how they got hit bad.
This description from the one YouTube joint. It says breaking Iron Dome fails. Big as Iran wipes out 10 Israeli bunkers and 3 air bases. This is huge.
Yeah. Look.
Wow.
When you start knocking out air bases, plural.
Now you were in the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
How many planes are on the air base?
Oh man, depending on whether it's a fighter squadron or a refueler or whatever, you could wind up having 50 to 100 planes easily. 50 to 100 planes easily. And that's a low count only because of the fact that when you start getting into them bigger numbers, you start knocking out whole missions and this, that, and other. So you can knock out.
Explain what a mission is.
Okay.
You gotta remember.
Yeah, we don't
Remember the
understand
joke that they did to us last time we started talking. You gotta break it down, Pops.
Okay. A base can have a whole mission. Like I was on a base that had so many planes of B-52s, which made it a strategic air base, which means it was known for its nuclear firepower, and that they could put so many B-52s up that they could just basically make the whole Western Hemisphere going to terror.
Don't tell what it can do.
Okay.
Make it simple, brother.
Okay.
Talk like you talking to a bunch of third graders.
Okay. A mission is an accomplishment that's been deemed necessary by military strategists to be able to hold down a particular portion of a military game plan.
Okay, can I
Yes, sir.
land back off you?
Yes, sir.
Basically, what he's saying, a mission is a certain amount of equipment so that the job that they want to be done can be done.
What's needed to accomplish the mission.
Right. Okay. So
we need 50 planes.
So that's what he meant by a mission. Because you think mission, you talking about what? You sneaking around the jungle? You going behind enemy lines? You in the desert? Got to break it down, brother. Everybody went in the military.
Yeah, they civilians. You know they don't understand what I'm talking about.
They civilians. You're right. So
because we did that a couple weeks back, and we was just in a conversation, and we started talking, and they were like, and then I didn't realize that they didn't understand. They were just looking at us like we don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Okay.
All right, because you can tell when someone's really been in the military just through their conversation. All right, because they're gonna say certain things that just won't, even though they speak in plain English, it's gonna make absolutely no sense to you.
Okay.
All right. So break it down.
So that's the case. So when you start knocking out air bases, you start knocking out mission capabilities of military protocol that's deemed necessary to cohesively blend together and protect a certain section or whatever it is you're trying to do. And when you're knocking out bases, air bases, or things of this nature, you done disrupted that shit. You done disrupted it. You can't get around it. You can't firefight your way into being able to firefight. Means you can't shoot your way into a scenario like this because equipment has been lost in the process of.
Yeah, and that shit is expensive.
Right.
And who you think paid for that equipment? When they blew up that stuff, they blew up America. But look, America could have been fixed 10 times over. When you think of all the aid that's gone, no, all the money that's gone, because there was a panel of people that asked, should we send our American children to go die for the Israelis? And the overwhelming majority said no. All right, and you got to think, man. Look at how effed up America is. Where your roads are all effed up, your bridges are collapsing. The infrastructure is got a D. I think a D minus, and that was like several years ago. All right, so a lot of Narazaki was talking about some bridge out in Joliet. It tells you as you driving over the bridge to drive over on your own risk. Your own risk.
That's crazy.
All right, I know you need to cross this bridge to get home, but you got to drive over.
We're not liable.
So it's right. If the bridge give way and you fall to your death, oh well.
You can't sue us, bitch.
All right. So your schools and neighborhoods. We was driving around Cleveland, man, and there was some pretty rundown looking spots. And guess what? There's some pretty rundown looking spots in Chicago too, and all these major cities. I heard the Apostle mentioning how effed up the roads are in the boroughs in New York. Right. So they typically they take care of Manhattan because that's their tourist attraction, they sweetheart to get money. All right, but he said the boroughs are all fucked up. All right.
But that goes back to what you were saying earlier about them devaluing the dollar for the military men and this, that, and the other in Rome. And how bad is this Edomite and how fucked up is he that he gets a president that majored in these types of things and understood the history of this, Kennedy, said he was against secret societies because he understood when you start taking the silver out of the coin, what happened in Rome. So when you start talking about you want to take the precious metals out of America's backed currency, you're doing the same thing that basically Rome did, and this creates this scenario, and this, that, and the other. And what they do, they smoked his ass in a fucking Sunday morning opening down.
It was easy like Sunday morning, huh?
Driver was definitely rolling down the
I'm easy.
Because then they use, they use the way to bring that electronic currency in the future. So.
Right. Yeah, well, he like he said, but he understood that no kingdom can stand when his money's not backed by a precious metal.
Yep.
And he understood that.
Yeah, well, and that's because people don't understand too. That's the same reason that they killed Lincoln, and some brothers think that Lincoln was Kennedy come back. All right, and he died the same way. He tried to do the same thing because what people don't talk about when they speak about Lincoln, they didn't kill him because of the slave thing. Lincoln was trying to keep the gold standard and the silver standard in American currency. And as these bankers, were trying to do what they were doing, and then they finally got it going in 1913 when they started the Federal Reserve, and basically, they hoarded all the gold to themselves,
Great pillage and plunder.
all right, and silver to themselves, and they've been controlling it ever since.
Right.
And then what was that? The big turn in when they had everyone turning in. Well, some Americans refuse to turn in their gold, just like you got Americans that want to give up their rifles.
Right now.
All right. So the smart ones, all right,
like, fuck you.
They will tear down some of these old houses and start going into the walls, into the floorboards, and find gold bars in them. Like, what the hell? Because these old people, like, I ain't giving up my gold, so they hit it.
And then it'll die.
So that goes to show you that there is no wisdom left in teaming, because you got a generation after generation of adults that actually allowed their government to unlawfully remove your currency, take away your gold and your silver, and give you paper.
Yep.
Well, so what? So it's like, hold on, wait a minute. You gonna take my gold, and you gonna give me a piece of paper with some ink on it?
Oh, so like take my gold and my silver and give me credit. Yeah. Remember that credit started to boom in what, the 60s, 50s,
and all that. Yeah, 51. And because the first credit card was a Sears credit card.
Absolutely.
That was the first.
This side, man.
Go ahead, Benji.
My grandfather made sure I understood the Sears shit. He always told me that we wasn't just ooking and booking the jungles, that we ruled Europe. And he always talked about fucking Sears and these catalogs and the cards and shit.
Wow.
And that was even that one book, that book with the spider.
I know you
building. That was his book. That was his book that I gave to the brothers. He had that book. He and that's crazy. So they get rid of Bretton Woods, and then credit's being pushed. Esau, this the truth.
Yeah.
Because Esau's been doing this shit for 150 years. They've been planning the digital currency. The mark of the beast, the chip. They've been planning this shit for at least 150 years.
And everything we're talking about tonight is leading up to it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everything, these wars are going to lead up to it, because they're going to send the troops off to the north, and their hind parts are going to be to the Red Sea, and they're going to get smoked over there.
11 countries just signed up for the mark of the beast.
There it is.
Video on it. He said, "Is the Iran-Israeli attack a distraction?" 11 countries signed up for the MOTB.
Yes,
there it is.
That's the title.
So these Israelite groups, they don't, because I know the Sakari teaches that the micro CHIP is the MOTB, and we teach it, but you got all these groups out there that are not teaching that, and that's a very well, and it turned out it's all them 501c3 charter camps.
Yeah,
they all took the bag, So if you're you're an Israelite, and you're teaching against Revelation 13th chapter about the MOTB, because everything that we're talking about right now is all gonna lead to that, because when all these wars kick off, when this third world wars kick off, all the financial systems in all these countries are gonna fail, and this is what they want, so they can bring in this new system. All right, this AI replacing all these jobs. They want to bring in the, what do they call it, the the system when they just want to give people money. What do they call it? What's the name of that? What do they call it, Benji? When that system that they're trying to implement, where they just give people substance. It's a name for it, and it's leaving. Thank you, brother. UBI, the Universal Basic Income.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think that black bitch may become president
because they
she pushing for heavy.
Because they even they're not only the AI is taking over blue collar jobs, but now AI is going to be taking over white collar jobs. So all you CEOs and people with these degrees is making way more money than what you deserve. You getting $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year because you're a CEO and you got 50, 60, 100, 5,000 employees that and you still make more money than all of them together, damn near. They're getting ready to get rid of your ass too. Yeah. So all them degrees is about to be something you can crumple up to make it softer to wipe your butt with.
By the way, before you wipe your ass with it.
But ultimately, this is Esau Edom, right? Who the Bible calls the wicked.
The wicked. That's it.
This is their ultimate agenda, all right, to get a one world government in wickedness, a new world order in wickedness, and it's fully equipped with the ultimate that MOTB, the mark of the beast, is what they're gonna cause all this different chaos, and that's gonna be the so-called solution or the so-called saving grace. Okay, and so, but if you take it, you're in trouble with the big guy. All right,
you ain't in trouble. Your ass condemned by the big guy.
That's it.
I ain't got nothing for you.
So going back to this Jeremiah.
Can I back you up real quick?
Absolutely.
What you said, because this is Esau's plan, right? But this is the Lord's plan. This Isaiah 10. I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm gonna read the KJV and I'm reading another translation. It's Isaiah 10:7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But in his heart, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So Esau was only he's the Lord's tool.
Right.
Esau don't know what the fuck he want. He's a robot. He's a machine. But this is what the Lord wants, man. Even in Revelation, it talks about how the 10 gave their power to the beast, all right, to fulfill the Lord's will. Like, the Bishop Yaki read it earlier, the Proverbs 21:1. So I want to get the
Revelation 17:17.
I want to get the translation, the NLT for this. And I like KJV, but
make it plain.
When in Rome. So same verse. But the king of Assyria would not understand that he is my tool. His mind does not work that way.
Oh,
this is the Lord's will.
Wow.
His plan is simply to destroy, to cut down nation after nation. Wow. But it's the Lord that put all this extra into them, the intricacies. Yeah. This is how you do this. Take the currency, go to the OPEC nations, say we're taking the gold away to the world. He did this to the fucking world. Fuck what he did to America. He took the silver and gold away from America, but then he went to the world and said, look, no more Bretton Woods, no more gold back in no currencies.
Yep.
Fuck with the USD. We got the OPEC, we got the oil. They only taking USDs. Fuck with me, CJ. And the world fell for it. This is the Lord's plan.
And now the 8 nations are angry. They're about to turn on the beast.
That's it.
The beast system, which is NATO and America, man. So this shit is about to go down, man. That's right. All right, it is about to go down. So deliverance is not that far away, people.
That's it.
All right, that means this society is about to fall. They're about to have soldiers in the streets. You know, that movie Civil War didn't come out. We already told you how the CIA and the Pentagon have a film. They have a Hollywood budget. All right, yep. They have a film budget. Why do you need a film budget for the CIA and for the Pentagon? All right, because they get involved in movies. They get involved in movies. I can't stand that little bug face, bro. Only you can have her. She yours 1,000 times over. I can't stand her. All right, because she only came running back to her people after she done been a bed wench and got her and defiled with all that Edomite semen, and now she gonna come running. She gonna come running back now that them Amalekites done turned on her. The hell with that broad. She
bringing it out.
Now she is, but
shit out too.
You know,
recently.
now she is.
Now,
she bringing receipts, Elder Malcolm.
Okay.
She bringing the fucking receipts.
Well, she got a lot of making up to do. She
gonna make it up to her.
She gonna make it up to you.
Because she didn't shamed and shunned her own people too many times for me.
She a nigga woman. I don't expect nothing else from her.
Yes, sir.
Little bug face bro.
Yeah, just going on how the
that's my hope, my woman. You talking about?
The other nations.
Her eyes too wide. It's like the space in between.
You ain't lying.
Like she can see like a bird. That's
damn.
right.
Yeah, but just going lambacking on how the other nations are gonna turn on this place and on and on Israel entirely with Esau, and how the Lord is controlling their minds. But this is Revelation 17:16. In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And then they're gonna send those news.
Right, and it says make her naked because she's being
made
made bare,
right now,
seeing all the shame and the lies and the deceit,
the pedophilia, all the weird shit.
Yep, the fool's gold that these nations were sold. The whole democracy. You know what I'm saying? It's all being exposed. And so again, the nations are mad. But go ahead.
Every level, like I said, even El Salvador saying Americas and Europe is trying to tell them how to control their how they control their criminals. Meanwhile, they say, "Why are we listening to y'all? Y'all that shit make for one." They scoff. They say it may work for y'all, it don't work for us. They actually rounded up all their criminals. Crime rate dropped dramatically. And you're trying to tell me how to run my shit while you got criminals running free. All right, it's niggas on Instagram right now. Facebook Live right now, posting all the lean, all the pills, all the guns with switches. They're not getting fucking touched.
Right.
You trying to tell them how they should run their fucking shit to catch their criminals.
Right.
I can pull up a nigga Instagram right now and he got switches on there. Yep. Literally, I can really pull it up. Yep. Vice can go and do an interview with some niggas right now in they hoods. Yep. But you can't catch the law enforcement can't catch them.
Right.
All right, you talk about democracy this, democracy that, and you got one of your presidents and half the country saying that y'all rigged the election. And I only know 5 niggas that really voted for Joe Biden.
I don't know none.
They was nigga women.
Yeah.
The ones I'm talking about.
Of course it was.
Exactly. Everybody else, every nigga wanted Trump, man. And you got the world knowing that the democracy is a farce. They laughing at it.
It's a fraud.
They know that
like everything else is a fraud.
Yep. So this shit is over fucking with, man. Yeah. Again, back to that Nahum. That's the spirit. Everything about that made this place what it is it's right. You shake the tree, the fig fall right into your fucking mouth. Fresh fucking figs, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Verse 17. It says, "For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree and to give their kingdom."
It says, "Put it in their hearts."
That's right.
To fulfill His will. That's that Proverbs 21.
In that mind.
We back to that.
That's right.
Yep. So He's put the Most High has put it in their minds to do what they're doing.
Do this dumb shit.
All that's going on in the world today
Come back around
that
to
we're
this.
reporting on. All right. All to give you the understanding of what's about to happen. Wisdom, it's Isaiah 33:6. For wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of thy salvation.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Because all this action right here is getting ready to get ready to drive prices up. You best believe the market's gonna be going crazy tomorrow.
Oh yeah, they know that.
And prices, food is already ridiculously high. Gas is already ridiculously high. Everything's getting ready to go up again. Exponentially. So look, Capo said it. A couple weeks back that this spring, this summer is gonna be wild. I had some scoffer, and I hope you watching. I had some scoff on and said, well, after the day of the, because I made the video and I did the video on the eclipse and how all hell was about to break loose. And so he said, I'm looking at the sky. Where's all this hell? So, and I told him, I said, why you rushing your destruction?
The video we watched over here.
I say, your destruction is coming soon enough, homie. Why you rushing it? And it's barely 5 days later, and look what the fuck just happened.
Exactly.
You know, so keep on scoffing and keep on not believing, man.
Right. Somebody got to be that example.
That's it. You got some more on that?
You got some more? Yeah, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So going back to what Pop said, yeah, they gave up. You know, they gave their resources unto the beast, but now it's coming back, and now the nations are mad, man. They're ready to come against this place. They see that they got in the bed with the devil.
Yeah, they see they got the short end of the stick.
I was going to say that
They got fool's gold. You know, you remember when China asked for its gold back, and America sent all that Tuscan over there. You open up the shine, and then you like, you know what? Let me and on the top is all gold, and you pick it up, and everything underneath it is.
Cut that shit up there.
Got him.
Yeah,
got him.
You know, so the nations are angry, man. They're very angry.
Yeah, and that was about the time that they motherfucking AA bonds started going into C's and D levels and shit. Boy, now you couldn't even like the saving bonds and shit like that. Them motherfuckers became worthless, man. And now America's got a fucking third world economy as far as on the international market with the rest of the world. It's like, man, you ain't nothing but a superpower with third world motherfucking financial capability.
Princess Pauper.
That's it. You ain't even a prince. You're a pauper all the way around. The only thing you got is a big ass gun.
I got this precept.
Go ahead, and then you can start reading.
The brother Lahab is the book of Revelation 16 and 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh Almighty.
Well, they did that. They put that out there. The people got wooed by the technology and everything, and joined ranks with them. Said, okay, you say that this American dollar is what's gonna take to buy oil. I'm gonna roll with that. And they done roll this shit to the wheels. Not only the wheels didn't come off the motherfucking. The car is broke down on the side of the fucking road, and everybody's saying, "Hey, everybody call AAA. Can we get a hand?" And AAA like, "Fuck you."
Oh, the Martin talking about eat my good. Couldn't go nowhere on cinder blocks.
That's where the rest of the world is at.
Right.
Following Esau and the Edomites and here in America.
Ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere. Go ahead.
All right, going back to this Jeremiah 49 and 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare. Right? He's exposed, right? I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brothers, and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
And we drunk that cup of suffering, of indignation, man. And now the Lord is getting ready to turn it on them. But go ahead.
He about to reverse. That's right. So it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Not at all.
So yes, you think you're just gonna walk your red ass off into the sunset? You know, no, you're not, man. The only light you walking off into is the flashes from them ICBMs.
That's it.
All right, that's gonna be your sunshine. That's your getaway. Got to get it now.
It says,
"Oh shit, I know that song."
If you're old enough to know what's up, but go ahead.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah, you're gonna drink it, man. You're gonna drink every bit of that sewage waste, of that punishment, of that pain. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13, Jeremiah 49 and 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation.
And every place where Edom has destroyed, every nation is Basra, that where the Edomites rule.
That's it.
So wherever they are, that's Basra. The Lord is coming to visit them. Go ahead.
Right, and right now we're in a modern.
We're in the strongest stronghold of Basra.
That's right.
All right.
And the Lord
says,
itself.
That's it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes.
Hey, you ever played that Warriors game when you died? You got wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It
Go
says, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle.
And that's what's about to happen.
Yep.
All right, because all these BRICS countries are about to come together against America and Israel.
Yep.
Because those NATO countries are traded. NATO is fragile and falling apart.
Yep.
All right, so they and the NATO countries got effed over by America and Israel, and they mad. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the
preliminary round.
What's going on right now? So it says, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men.
And that's literally talking about Esau, Edom, and specifically Amalek. The world hates these Amalekites right now. This guy, Scott Ritter, has a deep hate for them. He says that he doesn't, but he does. You can hear it when, you know, especially when he was talking about their Amalekite this and their Levite this. It's all a fraud. It's all a lie. You know, you're not the people. This dude gets so angry, man. All right. And I don't want America to die and my children to die because of your actions. Right. You know, that's this Scott Ritter guy, man. He turning red as hell because he an Edomite too. Well, go ahead.
Yep. Jeremiah 49:16 now. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, thou that holdest the height of the hill.
And that first home was not the Caucasus, but Mount Seir, Petra and Jordan. All right.
It says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
And the eagle is, as a matter of fact, I saw 2 eagles over the weekend. All right. And it was funny because we saw big ass hawks out there too. Mm-hmm. But and I never seen hawks hunting packs. That was weird. And I we saw sets of 4 what, like 3 or 4 times we saw sets of 4 of hawks. Huge. Like wide as the windshield. And if you see them high, and then we saw you saw one gigantic lone eagle up there way higher than everybody else. Twice. Yep. All right, and that is the animal marker for Esau Edom, the so-called white man, because that's a hateful bird of prey. All right,
prideful
and very prideful. All right, but go ahead.
So Jeremiah 49:17 now. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Yeah, they're gonna hiss at your plagues, man. The world don't like you Edomites anymore, man. You're not the hunk of Hollywood anymore. Right.
As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord.
And that's heavy because that's 5 cities.
Sodom and Gomorrah got overthrown with fire, man. All right, with fire and brimstone from heaven. All right, and he's gonna do that again. Plus, you're gonna add in those arrows that shoot from one end of the earth to the other.
Well, they got the power of fire and brimstone in those arrows. Essentially, it's nuclear fusion, and the sun is nuclear fission. The Lord gave them the power of the sun
to destroy themselves.
To put in a weapon to destroy themselves. Ain't no way man figured this out. This is the will of the Lord.
Absolutely.
To have the scientific knowledge to do what the sun does and put it in a weapon.
Yeah,
right.
That's the Lord.
Yeah, well, he said
he made the smith that created the weapon.
That's it.
So the Lord, he already just told you that the man knoweth not his ways, that he controls their minds and give them instruction.
Yeah, it says a fire not kindled. That's your nuclear fission, man.
That's it. Yeah. So you're not grabbing a whole bunch of sticks and bricks.
Every other missile has an igniting system. There's a light, a fire, something that hits it to make contact to make it explode.
Right.
Nukes don't have that.
Exactly.
They operate like the sun operates. 2 atoms collide or separate, fission, fusion, whatever, and it makes this big ass explosion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Jump to verse 20.
All right. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Right, so the least of the flock, once again, are the Amalekites. All right, the Edomites, and then specifically the Amalekites.
Who are the heads?
They're the heads of the nation of Edom, and they're the rulers of the earth right now. And the rest of Edom for the most part, hate Amalek at this point.
And to
All right.
prove that is this exact same scripture is mentioned. This is Jeremiah 49.
Yeah.
Yep.
This exact same scripture is mentioned in, I believe, Jeremiah 51.
50.
Is it 50?
I
But
told
it says Babylon.
Yeah.
And the wise men of Babylon, all right, which the wise men of Edom, who's running things right now, I should say, the runners of Edom is Amalek.
Exactly.
Israelis. The wise men of Babylon was the Chaldeans.
Right.
It's the same thing. Those your prognosticators, those who put the plan together, those who run the show.
Right.
All right, so that's how you know that that's going into the Amalekites.
God,
Because the
and
other
plus-
precept says Babylon. Who's that? The Chaldeans. Who runs this shit? Who's the head of the Illuminati? Who's the elite bankers? Who's the Zionists?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And King David spoke on it in Psalms as well. He
Right.
placed Edom in control and rule of Babylon.
Yeah, they're modern day
Right.
Chaldean.
That's right. Modern day Chaldeans.
Literally
That's
about to
right.
finish it. Go ahead.
All right. So finishing up in Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he has purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
There it is, man. So desolation and death is coming to the world, is coming to Babylon, and especially coming to you, Edomites. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Kwam Yasharala.
You know what I'm about to say?
Bro.
Say it with